Hey team, this is Sean with the Team The Wealth Network, and this is our spiritual series. And this is part 5 of a series that I did called Men's Retreat, where I experienced my first spiritual retreat. You guys can check out parts 1 through 4. I've posted those. I was able to interview a couple of great people and great young men about their experiences. This was just a really awesome time for me to spend with these men at the Kingdom Advancement Center and get to know them and grow in spirituality with other men. And I'm happy to record the youngest member of our group.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
Um, Nothing much, man. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm PJ, Patrick Stephen Jr., and yeah, I'm here at the KC Men's Retreat, just chilling.
All right. So, PJ, how old are you?
I am 19.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, the young investor. We're gonna talk about
Yes.
that later. Okay.
Yes.
So, PJ, can you tell me about why we're here?
Yeah, basically we're at the Men's Retreat so we can talk about kind of the issues that are surrounding the church and specifically men in church and the issues that face men in particular. All these deep issues that don't really go talked about, and specifically with the men like sexual temptation and things around and things like that, other sensitive topics. So we can just talk about them as men and solve them.
Okay. What were you looking for to learning or getting from this experience?
I That's kind of a hard question to answer. Like I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to get out in the beginning, but I'm now that like we're nearing the end of it, I'm really glad that I was able to talk and have transparency with other people, so that I can um, like I see other perspectives. Like I feel like I gained a lot from it, basically in the end. But at the beginning, I didn't really have any expectations.
Okay, so can you elaborate a little bit more on what you were able to gain from this experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think mm, it was. Hmm, it was really good to see. Like I felt like I wasn't alone in struggles. Is basically what happened. Like I got to talk to other people who had similar experiences to me, um, and it made it, yeah, basically just made me not feel alone in my struggles. That's basically what it comes down to.
That's important, right?
Yeah, that's definitely important.
I think that's you hit on a good point. What do you feel like you was able to make an impact and people grab some information from you? Some older generations were able to be inspired by you being who you are or expressing who you are.
Yeah, I think like in particular one section where we were talking about like the differences between generations. Like I feel like I was able to give some good input to some of the behaviors that older generations see in younger generations that seem like they might seem like the younger generation is coming from a bad place, but I feel like I was able to explain to them how some of their behaviors actually come from a good place or that they don't even exist at all. But also to show light to things that I think that this generation is actually struggling with. And I felt like I was just a good vector for that.
Okay. So, man of God, can you give me one piece of advice for someone who's looking to learn the Word of God?
I think one thing that really helped me, well, number one, I would say start from Proverbs because Proverbs is just, it's like it's very direct. Like it tells you it gives you a lot of really good information really fast. But another thing I did is like, though sometimes the Bible is like really intimidating depending on what version you read. So like if you're just beginning, I would say like an easy to read version might even be good, just for the beginning. And then when you want to get deeper and deeper and get closer and closer, like a lower level text to see like what was really being said, you can go to other versions or go to like a blue lettered Bible to see what the specific words actually mean. But if you're trying to get an overview and you're just getting started, I would say like an easy to read version and Proverbs.
Oh man, what a wonderful, like, great minds think alike. I was telling people Proverbs is the first one personally, and I was telling them the New International Version, NIV. Okay, it's the easy read, right? That's what's up, bro. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. So over the short time that we've been able to meet, have I been able to give you any value? Have you been able to get anything from our interactions?
Yeah, so there wasn't a lot of times where we interacted directly, but I felt like I was able to gain a lot of information from you from our group discussions, like when we were talking about when we were talking about politics, also when we were talking about the difference between generations. Like I felt like I was able to gain a lot of information from you, who's like a little bit older than me, but not like a full generation gap. Like it just a little bit older than me and has a different perspective.
Sweet. Okay, so I appreciate that, brother. I'm glad I was able to give you some value. We got to finish hanging out and talking because I know that you are with it. They were calling you Applejacks. Can you tell me why they were calling you Applejacks?
Yeah, they were calling us Applejacks, and basically because me and another friend, like we have a lot of Apple products. But just to be clear, though, like I'm not a hater of people who use other technologies. Like I just love all technology, but I just happen to own a lot of Apple products because it works for me, and it just works for me. That's why.
Okay, what else do you own at 19 as far as us calling you an investor?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So so I'm really into the stock market. Like over just before the stock market crash in 2020 that happened because of the coronavirus. Like I started to really get serious about investing, and I really think that it's something that that every person should get into, because that you can't just have your money sitting around in a bank that's getting like 2% or even less, especially now per year. That's just, you're losing your money. You're just losing your money because of inflation. So you need to invest your money for the long run and try to avoid stuff like day trading. You want to have long-term investments that are continuously appreciating.
That's why I'm in real estate. We'll talk about that later,
Yes,
right?
yes, real estate too. Yeah, eventually I want to get into real estate.
We got to talk, bro. All right. And so, any shout outs you want to give out?
Shout outs. Yeah, I just want to say shout out to my dad because he's inspired me to really, he's the one who got me into programming in the beginning. Like I haven't said it yet in this interview, but I have an app in the App Store, and he's inspired me in the beginning to begin programming, and just seeing how far he's gone in his things just inspires me. In his projects, it's inspired me to create my own projects, and yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that because my series is the series that we're covering is the Team to Wealth spiritual series. Mm-hmm. But since you just brung it in and I called you an investor and a young entrepreneur at 19, tell us more about your app and what you're doing.
Yeah, so I have an app in the App Store. Like I said, it's called Student Driver. And basically what it does, it automatically tracks driving time for student drivers. So like in my state, Illinois, you have to have 50 hours of drive time in order to get your license. So before we had to just manually write it down. So I created this app when I was a student driver to automatically track it. So I didn't have to do all that. And yeah, I actually submitted this app into a competition. I was able to win that for my county, and I got a trip to Washington, D.C., where I was able to show my app on Capitol Hill to congressmen and women. And yeah, that was just an amazing experience. Yeah, and that's my app.
That's what's up, brother. It's amazing to see young, talented brothers utilizing technology to make life simpler for others, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I wish I in driver's ed had an app on my phone that would track it because it was just a pain with the writing it down right and getting the signatures. And someone that's also grounded in the faith in God and is giving wisdom. So, brother, thank you again for your time. And thanks again. Peace out.
Oh, peace.
Nice.